Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show. I'm Marjorie Hache and my guest this week is currently one of France's most glamorous pop stars. He first emerged in 2015 on the French version of The Voice Kids, and although he did not go on to win the show, he soon became a famous YouTuber and continued to make music and went on to represent France in the Eurovision Song Contest in 2019. He's known for giving his wigs pet names and has just released a second studio album, Contre, soirée. Bilal Hassani, thank you so much for joining us sans wig today.
Thank you. Yeah, without a wig, it's morning time. We're starting the week off with a soft glam.
Very nice glam anyway. You're still incredibly young, but you already have a very impressive CV. Now, do you remember when you first wanted to be a pop star and which artists influenced you the most?
I first wanted to become a global superstar when I was 4 years old. I had enormous dreams and my family didn't quite understand why. And I think my influences were Michael Jackson, Freddie Mercury, and Beyonce, of course.
Well, talking of young and ambitious, 11-year-old Valentina just won the Eurovision Junior Song Contest for France. Do you have any tips for her?
Well, you have to be happy while you're working. It doesn't have to feel like work. If it feels like work, then it just isn't fun anymore. So I just want her to keep having fun. She has a beautiful, beautiful smile. She looks like an angel and she just needs to keep that energy up all the time and she's going to do great things.
Well, your new album is called Contre, soirée, which in English translates kind of as counterparty. It's the kind of cool party you want to be at instead of the official party. Now, talking about 2020, it really put a dampener on any partying. Can you tell us your thought process in calling your album Contre, soirée?
Well, I had the idea for the name way earlier. It was before COVID, and I had no clue all of that was about to happen. But afterwards, there was this question on whether or not changing the name, but I said, no, you know what? We have counterparties all the time now with COVID. We stay by ourselves and we imagine our parties and we stay alone. So it became more like an album for introverts who don't really want to go out and for all the people who cannot go out and still want to enjoy some party music. So we're in the era of streaming services and you can listen to anything, anytime. You don't need to go to a club to listen to club music. So it wasn't really a problem with what everything that's going on this year.
Well, definitely we can dance to your album because it's very pop heavy. It's tinted with electro, disco and house music. Let's check out your latest music video for the single Control.
Semble en avoir trop abusé. Les condés frappent à la porte, ils veulent forcer l'entrée. They try to get in right now, but we keep moving, oh. Tout le monde me touche, et moi je les suis. Plus rien n'a de sens, j'oublie tout, je danse, mais au fond je prie. Que ce ne soit qu'un rêve, faut pas que je m'affole. En attendant, je me laisse porter, je perds le confort.
The dance-tastic new album of Bilal Hassani. Now, it's been described as a rock opera and it was inspired by a dream. Can you talk us through the storyline, Bilal?
Well, I had a dream when I was in New York at the beginning of the year. I was partying a lot with friends, and one night I dreamt of another party that I didn't actually attend, and it was more like an alien-esque, crazy world that I was in. And when I woke up, I felt so happy. So I decided to write the dream. And from that little piece of paper where I wrote the dream, I started writing the songs and the story of Contre, soirée. And basically I cut the album in 3 parts, like 3 acts, like a musical. And it all makes sense. It's an album that you listen from beginning to end. You don't listen like on shuffle.
So So that's quite good. That's good to know for people discovering it. Now, you're also very close to the fashion world, or so it appears. I mean, you have an incredible look and style, and your videos are, as we've seen, amazing. But your new album features Loïc Prigent, who is a famous French fashion journalist and documentary maker known for his tongue-in-cheek take on fashion. And you've also got escort girl turned model, actress, and lingerie designer Zaya Dehar. How did they fit into your world?
Well, actually, both of them, I met both of them not so long ago. Loic became a friend a year and a half ago, and we met through my first fashion show. It was the first time I was invited to a fashion show, and he decided to follow me there and to teach me kind of everything. He was like my Yoda for fashion. And we clicked, and I told him I have this song that is really fashion-esque and that has a lot of house inspirations in it, but it's also kind of funky and disco-y. And he heard the track, loved it, and I was like, do you want to write a verse in it like you do in your documentaries, like a voiceover type of thing? And he was like, sure, let's do this. And we had a lot of fun in the studio. For Zaya, it was I discovered her in a movie that she was in a year ago, and when I saw the movie, I could only listen to her. I know she's beautiful. She has a beautiful figure, and her face is beautiful. But her voice really sparked something in me, and I immediately called her. I did not know her. I just called her and I was like, you don't know me, we don't know each other, but I need you to do the intro of my album. I wrote the intro and I just needed her voice, and she said yes immediately. So it was a really fun experience.
Very exciting. You've also been very active, and you've launched a campaign against bullying and at school, and cyberbullying in particular. And you're trying to get the French government on board. What do you think needs to be done to help people? Because it's also young teenagers, but also old people get, bullying, and it's very subtle.
The good news is that the government is in, and we're going to do stuff together. And my first mission is to start going around classes in schools and start creating some workshops with the kids, and to see if we can make an impact and a difference. Because I mean, you see me on TV, you hear me on the radio, and maybe it's going to make a difference if I come by myself and I go see the kids and talk to them, and try to have like fun activities with them and talk them through how bullying is wrong. And the second thing is I really want to start a campaign against cyber bullying, and to figure out how we can put boundaries on social media and slowly control the things that are being posted, because it's not really efficient yet.
Yeah, it's something you've been very aware of. Well, thank you so much for sharing all this with us. How about we go and check out now some other new releases? And we're going to head to the US first, where Maryland's punky rapper Rico Nasty is releasing her debut studio album. It's called Nightmare Vacation, and it's full of trap and R&B sounds. Some may remind you of the sounds that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. And in any case, she has some very nice freaky videos. Let's check one out.
Love what you see. You wanna deal on my shit so hot, yeah, I bet you catch a feel. Brand new crotch, you wanna steal. I don't know who you are if I'm keeping it real. Hold it, grab the Don P, yeah, pour it. Down to your feet for your homies. Know what I mean, bitch, own it, own it, own it, own it. Hold it, down on your knees, my rolling. So damn heavy, can't hold it. Know what I mean, bitch, own it, own it, own it.
And I hear no duckling was impaled by any of those giant nails during the filming. Bilal, your music videos play a big part in your artistry. How involved are you in conceptualizing and making them?
I always write the ideas for the video when I'm writing the song. At the same time, videos are really important for me. Music videos impacted me when I was a kid. It would be like a real moment when a new music video would come out, and I really wanted to bring this back, because sometimes it isn't as strong today as it was in the early 2000s when I was a kid, and so I'm really involved in the writing of the storyline, and I'm always behind the camera checking every little bits of information on the screen because I want it to be perfect. And for now, I'm really happy of the music videos that we've made for the new album.
Oh, they're great. We're going to stay in France actually now, and if you love French music, you'll be familiar with Jacques Dutronc and Françoise Hardy. Well, their son, Thomas Dutronc, is an excellent guitarist known for specialising in jazz manouche, but he's also partial to exploring French chanson, and that's exactly what he's done with his latest album, Frenchie, after featuring the likes of Iggy Pop and Jeff Goldblum. This week, he's releasing a new edition with Jane Birkin, Clara Luciani, and many more covering French classics. Let's check out one of the tracks he revisited with none other than Papa Dutronc.
Avec 2 arbres, un pommier et un sapin, au fond d'une cour, à la chaussée d'Antin. Mais un jour, près du jardin, passa un homme qui au revers de son veston portait une fleur de béton. Dans le jardin, une voix chanta.
And that's it for this week's show. Many thanks to my guest Bilal Hassani. His new record, Contre, soirée, is already available. France 24's latest news bulletin is coming up shortly. Remember, you can check out all our culture news on france24.com and, of course, the France 24 Encore socials. That's Encore F24. We've just got enough time to play out the show with Sigur Ros, who are releasing a live album entitled Odin's Raven Magic, based on an orchestral work that was debuted live in 2002. Take a listen.
You have enjoyed your program with Air France Protect, promising you a pleasant trip with total peace of mind.
France 24. Every art form.
Liberté, égalité, actualité.